Boom, 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 boom. Yes, motherfuckers, fake Sagan in the house, once again. And I'm a little bit tipsy, as you can probably tell, which tends to be when I make the good videos, so, you guys might be in luck. I'm pleased to report that my health is improving. I'm slowly starting to feel a little bit better, and I think it won't be too long before I can get back to, training. Which is a good thing, because it's only about a week until Kevin and I have our epic bout. So, that's gonna be one to watch. Don't miss that shit, motherfuckers. I want to make this video on a bit of a personal note. I was talking to Ocean Avani a few days ago, as I pretty often do, and you know, you guys know that she's got this surgery coming up, because she's doing her whole little fundraiser thing with the dolls, and I've had this impression in my head for a while about this, like, you know, that she was going to get the spiffiest, latest new medical technology, and and she is. I mean, she's getting the newest technology. But I had this impression, like, I was picturing, like, the endoskeleton from Terminator 2 with the pneumatic muscles and all the cool doohickeys and the Haven, you know? And she said to me, "Hey Case, how would you like to see what my new hip is going to look like?" And I said, "Yeah, show me the new hip." This is the picture that she showed me. You know, when I looked at that thing for the first time, I think the first word that actually went through my mind was fail. I thought, it's made of fail. That's not good enough to be Ocean's new hip. And, you know, I didn't want to say what I was thinking because that's going to be part of her body, and I don't want to, you know, shit on the goddamn thing. So I kind of subtly started working it in. I was like, you know, Ocean, do you think that's sturdy enough? It looks like it's going to break. And she said, Case, you know, it's not going to break. It's made out of titanium. And Ocean is really excited about this. Like she's talking about it like it's some new toy that she's going to get. And, you know, but I'm sitting here thinking, so what, it's made out of titanium? Shaving razors are made out of titanium. It's just metal. And you put the wrong stress factors on it and it'll break like any other metal will. It's a little bit more flexible and lightweight, but, you know, so what? It's still just metal. I mean, look at that thing. It looks like a fucking crowbar with a piece of plastic on the end. And you know, I said to her, well, it doesn't look like it's all titanium, unless just the top is polished smooth and the bottom has, like, a porous kind of rougher finish so that the bone has something to anchor to when it stitches. I don't know how it fucking works. But I said, you know, well, that's plastic on the top. I know what plastic looks like, and that's plastic. And she said, well, yeah, that part has to be plastic. It's because, you know, and before she even went into explaining it, I already kind of had the broad strokes, you know, it's the moving part. And if you have metal against metal, they'll braid down and you'll get like titanium dust in your bloodstream. And I have a welder in my family, so I know the last thing you want is excess metal running around in your blood. It's like it's actually iron that kills you when you overdose on vitamins, so that's definitely not a good thing. But she said, well, you know, it's going to be a metal bowl. That's bowl, B-O-W-L, with a plastic B-A-L-L, and that'll be the joint. And I said, well, you know, why couldn't they have made it out of Teflon? I mean, that's white plastic. It looks like the kind of plastic that plastic forks and spoons are made out of. I mean, at best, it looks like it could be some kind of ballistic nylon polymer or something, but it doesn't look like any kind of super plastic. And she said, I don't know, that's just what they make them out of. And I said, well, isn't that eventually going to just erode down to nothing? And she said, yeah, that is what happens, and about every 10 years you gotta get it replaced. And I can't believe what I'm hearing at this point. I'm like, 10 fucking years! And you gotta get the goddamn thing replaced. Now, Ocean's young, she's healthy, and she can take a surgery, but the older you get, the more the likelihood is that a major surgery can fucking kill you. Just going under anesthesia in the first place is a risk. So, there are some surgeries where they have to stop your heart so that you're not just bleeding out when you're cut open. And it's like playing the odds. The more you do it, the more the odds are stacked against you that something could go wrong. And I said to her, this is crazy. You can't fucking have a major surgery every 10 years. And she said, I have to. So I kept looking at this fucking picture of this part. And that's all it is. It's a fucking part. And I'm thinking to myself, I could take the design specs for this and hand it to the jacked up shop class Neanderthals on American Chopper, and they could fabricate me one of those goddamn things. There's no amazing medical technology in that. The fucking thing looks primitive. It's just a metal substitute for a part of the body that should be there. And I said to Ocean, I said, I'm going to make you a better one. I'm going to invent a better artificial hip that doesn't need to be replaced every 10 years. And she said, you can't do that. They've been working on this technology for decades. And I said, yeah, but they're doing it for money. I love you, and therefore mine will be better. And she said, well, what it really is that they designed this with elderly people in mind, so it isn't intended to put up with the rigors of physical activity, because it's not made with people my age in mind. And I said, no, that can't be all it is, because if they had a better technology, they'd be fucking using it. Well, I started thinking about ways that it could be improved. And I thought back to, biology class in college, and what a real hip is made of. And with a real ball and socket joint, you got a socket and a ball that are both made out of bone. And in between the two is a cushioning, lubricating layer of cartilage. And that slowly gets worn down just like the plastic would, only it grows back and it replenishes itself, at least up to a certain age, and then after that, you start getting arthritis and shit. But I thought, well, what we need is some kind of artificial substance that can cushion and lubricate, and it continues to grow as it's eroded down. I said eroded. That's not a real word. Well, I said that to her, and she was like, that's impossible. You can't make an artificial substance that grows. And I was like, everything's impossible until somebody does it. It used to be impossible to go to the moon. We've got patents on, artificial microbes that can eat an oil slick,